Okay, so here we have potassium. The normal level is 3.5 to 5.0 milliequivalent per liter. It is a major intracellular electrolyte, so that's why I have multiple potassium little things inside of a little cell. Its key thing is going to be cardiac function, muscle contraction, and nerve impulses. And then it is also excreted through the urine by aldosterone, which is in the kidneys, and it is stored inside of the adrenal gland. So here I have a little heart working out to, keep its function going. And then I have like a little nerve and its little impulse sent down. So then we move into hypokalemia, which is going to be less than the 3.5. So causes will be diarrhea and vomiting, a high cortisol level, so example would be like Cushing's syndrome, not getting enough potassium in your diet, and then also diuretics. Some signs will be polyuria, so you're gonna have large amounts of urine, arrhythmia. The big thing is you'll have a flat T wave. You will also have muscle cramps and lethargic. So that is like diminished energy and near unconscious. So with cortisol, that is too much that it will affect your sodium and potassium pump, which will have properties like aldosterone and retain water and sodium, but waste potassium. So if we have way too much of the cortisol, then aldosterone is going to be holding on to way too much water and sodium, and it's going to be wasting all that potassium that we don't need to waste. So diuretics here, it will cause potassium to be wasted, and then also alkalosis. So that is when you have the potassium inside, and then you're all of a sudden having potassium from the extracellular fluid come inside the cell. So it's moving too much potassium into the cell. And then we have some potassium-rich foods here. You can have some oranges, strawberries, fish. I know mushrooms and a whole bunch of other stuff is on there as well. But I'm going to nursing school, not artist school. And then we go into hyperkalemia, which the causes will be the renal failure and aldosterone deficiency, diuretics that favor potassium, and then acidosis. So our signs will be we will have urine absent because we are having, with renal failure, you don't produce the urine. You can have respiratory failure because you will have the muscle weakness, and then it can also cause like your diaphragm to not contract and do what it needs to do. Muscle weakness will then impair your neuromuscular function, and then we'll have a decrease in heart contractility, so that will be like our pulse is weak, low blood pressure, and then we'll have rhythm changes, so we'll have a tall T wave. So that is also very important. That can be dangerous and cause cardiac arrest. So we go up here, renal failure is when potassium can't leave through the urine and kidneys are not working as they should. The aldosterone deficiency, aldosterone will hold on to that water and sodium, but gets rid of potassium. And if you don't have aldosterone, your body will keep that potassium, which is something we don't want, because then we'll go into acidosis, which is when the hydrogen ions move in and push potassium out into the ECF or blood. So I have my hydrogen ions here moving in, and potassium is going to move out. So then I drew little kidneys. So we have our kidneys here, and then our adrenal gland is going to be right up there, and then I wrote it there. And then aldosterone lives here in the kidneys, or in the adrenal glands. So we don't have enough. So he doesn't have a good enough home to have all of his aldosterone stored there. So that is the hyperkalemia, which is the greater than the 5.0. And then there is the hypokalemia. And thank you for listening.